voiceless now have many voices speaking for them. Welcome to the words of wisdom of our Earth Talk Today guests. I'm Peter Kreitler, your host. Inspirational, visionary leaders are calling all of us to lend our voices to those who cannot speak for themselves. Thanks for joining with them. David, where do you personally make a stance? Time is of the essence. We've talked about the urgency of the change that's needed, the paradigm shift. Where do you personally take a stance, and where are you making your most impact?
Well, of course, I bought the first Prius sold in North America. We have a rule in our family: if you're going to work or to school, you don't take the car. You walk or you take the bus. For me, being a professor at the University of British Columbia, what is a 10-minute drive by car is usually an hour ride on the bus, but I do it. It means making a transfer, and in fact, I get to meet people and I get to do work, sure. And it's okay. So those are simple things. This is something my wife insisted on. She said, David, some enterprising reporter is going to start going through our garbage. We've got to do something about that. And I said, Tara, I'm too busy. I don't want to pull staples out of paper and separate paper into fine and news. She said, Suzuki, you're going to have to live what you're saying. And in about 2 months, we got our garbage, 4 people in the family, down to less than 1 green bag a month.
And how did you do that?
Well, a lot of
staples out of paper.
We recycle like mad, yeah. And fortunately in Vancouver, a lot of the plastics are recyclable. We compost like mad. Anything organic can return to soil. And composting I love because you take something, that's waste, and you compost it and it turns into soil. It's a miracle. And you see that, in the garden. And so I love composting. And the big thing is reducing. So if we want some product, the first thing we ask is, do we really need that? And then if it's got a lot of packaging, we ask the person at the store, can I have the product without the packaging? And I want you to recycle that packaging, by the way. And my wife's mother and father live upstairs. We have an extended family there. So before we go shopping, we go upstairs and say, is there anything you want? So that we can get stuff in bulk rather than buying separately so they're all little things. And the amazing thing is, it's a pain in the ass to begin with. But it's a matter of just changing your habits, and then it becomes automatic. And when you see people not doing what you're doing, it's kind of shocking, And so it's just getting over the hurdle of being caught up in ruts, where we think we just get used to doing things this way.
It's just switching one habit for another.
Absolutely.
And the environmental habit is not generally more intense or anything. In fact, there are many rewards.
It means carrying your own cup, and it means I bring my chopsticks because I eat a lot of rice, and they're very, very simple things. Now that's not going to save the planet. We're going to lighten our impact on the Earth. But we need the big picture too. We need to be very involved in the democratic process, and we've got to make the environment the #1 issue, so that anybody running at the municipal, the state or the federal level, you've got to say, look, what are you going to do about climate change? If I vote for you, what are you going to do? And we've got to demand that the changes take place and reward the people that are taking the steps to really make deep cuts in our consumption or our emissions.
We have global warming that is coming. We are living in a toxic soup environment. If we don't get involved, it's going to be too late. Look in the eyes of a child and ask yourself the question, is there going to be a future for our children and grandchildren if we don't get involved?